So I got to thinking over the week about how Nvidia is introducing a new product or service every, looks like 6 months now. And what they used to do was like every 2 years they introduced a new product. And if you go back and look at Apple, they introduced the iMac, and then years later, a new product. And then they came out with the iPhone in 07. And then they got in this cycle of upgrading or introducing a new one every year. And then they started introducing new iPads and new this. And they got into a cycle of dilution. And instead of spacing out those introduction of new products every maybe 1 or 2 years, they started introducing new products or services really every 6 months. And if you look at Apple stock, it's really gone nowhere. Their earnings and revenue are going down. I'm recording this on an iPhone 13. What are they up to, 16 now? I have no use. And I think Nvidia seems to be in that similar cycle, but it's accelerating because of the demand of Wall Street and us, that they always have to be coming out with a new product and service instead of like making what they got even better and more affordable and doing something that's different than what Wall Street is dictating. And I look at Jensen Huang, and there's this theory of creative destruction, came up with economists back in the early 1900s came up with this. And it's basically we have technology or periods of where creativity destroys an industry. So you saw that with Henry Ford and the assembly line. It didn't happen again really until Tesla came out with how they make cars. It wasn't Henry Ford's assembly line approach wasn't adopted for almost 12, 13 years by General Motors and many others. So what I think we're seeing now is we go from a entrepreneurial spirit of creative destruction to I'm now running a business that satisfies Wall Street's needs and wants. And I believe Nvidia is possibly in one of those cycles. So with all that said, identifying the companies who are creatively destroying, creative destruction, a industry or a sector, and introducing a product maybe one a year, maybe one every 2 years, are the companies that could be the next 10, 20 bagger, that we could profit from. I believe Nvidia has gone from an entrepreneurial spirit to I'm a business owner. And I think that's what Jensen Huang is managing now, is that he's gotten so big, so popular, he's now forced by Wall Street and us to come up with a new product every 6 months, a new headline to drive his stock price higher and keep it higher. And you can see their revenues are declining quarterly, year over year, over the last 12, 24 months. You look quarterly, it just keeps declining. They're great revenue, double-digit return, revenue increases, but they're declining because of the demand and the fact that they're putting out a new product every 6 months is causing them to dilute their market. I mean, think about it. You're a company like Meta, and you come out with a new upgrade to the GPU that you bought 6 months ago. Hell, you haven't even paid that off yet. What makes you go, I'm going to just enter into another purchase of a new GPU that isn't generating, the right, it isn't paid for. The last one isn't paid for. Bottom line is, look for companies that are introducing a revolutionary product and they are creatively destroying the previous product or previous service or previous process. Those are the companies where you get 10, 20, 30 bangs out of it. The Nvidias of today, the Microsofts of today, they only incrementally will grow, just small growth rates. We're seeing that with Apple. What are they doing? What are they introducing? If you're a speculator, if you're looking for the next edge, that's what you should be looking for. Check out the Gold channel of Best of US Investors. This is where Carrie explores and identifies and researches companies that I'm talking about that are disrupting or creatively destroying the whole technology world. Those are the companies that you get those big bangs out of. The big large caps that we're seeing, the Mag 7, they can only go so far. You saw that with IBM back in the day. You're seeing that now. Single digit revenue increases, single earnings per share increases. That's what, that's the end of the line. They're big, they grow in price because of 401k contributions every 2 weeks. But at some point that trickles out. If you want the next level, the next creative destroyers, check out Best of US, the Gold channel, and check that out. Go to the link in our profile. I hope you have a great day. A little cloudy here in Round Top, Texas, but it's going to be a great day because we're creatively thinking about how to create and preserve our wealth. Live loud. See ya.